Hey guys, welcome back to the 8th episode in my Wellington Wanderers series. Since I left you guys, we got a 1-0 win to Western United, a 4-1 loss to Sydney FC, a 2-1 defeat to Central Coast Mariners, and then we pulled it back just before I met up with you guys for a 2-1 win against the Melbourne Victory. So 2 wins and 2 losses has put us up in 4th place with only 5 games left in the season. I'm pretty happy with how the boys are doing, and I feel like we're in pretty good form leading up to the playoffs. Hey, I thought I'd just keep you guys updated on what I'm doing in the series, and I did actually apply for the first job I have in this series for Preston, but it was unsuccessful. But currently I'm just looking for a job that maybe I could say I want to start at the start of next season, because I do really want to finish the season with the Phoenix. I feel like we've come a long way and we've worked really hard to leave them right now, but they did say that they decided to not shortlist me due to holding reservations about your suitability to deliver the club's ambitions for the future. So I just feel like we're not quite at a point where we'll be able to go to bigger teams like championship sides. Yeah, I think we're going to have to take a bit of a sidestep or even a bit of a drop if we want to move to Europe. But we're going to get straight into this Newcastle Jets game, and we're going to tell the boys that we've gotten a lot of credit from the media lately because they always react well to that. Guys, take notes. If you play Football Manager and you have the option to say the media have been reacting well or media have been saying bad things, always talk about the media. They always react well to it. I don't know why, but it's always a good way to get the team motivated for the game. But we have a chance straight away in the second minute, which looks like it's going to go Newcastle's way. And if we are starting to struggle in this game, I am going to move to a more attacking setup, because in the last few games I've moved to a more attacking setup, and it has led to us winning the games, or doing better in the games, with an Aquaman looking goalkeeper there. Sort of just make a comment on that, but that is certainly an option. Moving to 4-3-3 with a central attacking midfielder and going on an attacking style of play might work well if we're struggling, but right now we seem to be doing okay. As Kakachi runs up the wing, skips past the player, and passes it to Singh, who hits the post. And that was a very good opportunity for us to go 1-0 up in a game away from home that we really should be competing in. As a corner gets whipped in, and Macau picks it up, it looks like we might have another bite at the cherry here, but Petratos is running away from it, and that will probably be the end of the chance there. 6 minutes on the clock, already a lot's happened, with us still sitting pretty in 4th position. 44% of the position, though, is very unlike us. Normally we're dominating that position, but Wes Hoolahan, the ex-Aston Villa and Norwich player, puts in a ball, and it doesn't amount to anything, as Newcastle Jets are looking to fire back at us after our first few chances in the game, and they do look like they're up for the challenge, do look like they're up for a bit of a fight. They're sitting down in 9th place, so I do feel like we should be doing pretty well in this game, but I'm not sure if we'll be able to get the win just yet. So we continue with the game and still nothing happens. I'm looking at the side and I'm trying to think who on the bench might be able to make a bit of a difference. And I'm looking at Ball and I'm looking at Piscopo, but no one else really jumps out at me, because right now it doesn't seem like any of the boys are doing particularly bad, apart from apparently Macau and Hooper, so we will keep an eye on that. But as we go into half-time, we're going to tell the boys that we're not happy with how they're playing, because right now they are not playing as they should be against the 9th team in the league, and we will hopefully see an improvement in the second half as Payne throws it to Hooper, who I keep saying is absolutely just screaming at me, wanting to be a wide player, because he keeps getting the ball, making those runs down in those wide positions, when he really should just be sitting pretty in the middle of the box, waiting for some balls to come in, just like Holman was there, and we go 1-0 up. Oh, that defender back there was keeping Holman miles on side. I'm very happy with that ball that came in from Kakachi. I wouldn't be surprised if he, in real life, would have said that was a shot, but we got lucky that Holman was there just to tap it home, with Glenn Moss in absolutely no man's land. It is 1-0 to the Phoenix, and we're definitely looking like the more dominant team now, with 11 shots to their 5, and 63% possession. Oh, that has jumped up a lot since last I checked. And I think we might be looking to make our first change in the match. I think I'm going to bring Piscopo on for Callum McCowart because he's not been playing very well, but he did actually win Young Player of the Month while you guys were gone. I think that was last month, maybe March, probably wrong, but I think it was March. So we keep going, and hopefully Piscopo can make a bit of a attacking effect in the game, although we are one goal to the good. And that's the way the game did end up finishing. 1-0 to the Wellington Phoenix with Brett Holman's goal, the only one scored on that day, and the only substitution that we made was Scott for Kakachi. I didn't think I'd bore you guys with the rest of the game because we did not have a single highlight to end the game off, but we did get 3 points in the bag, and that has kept us in that 4th place position, just like I said, and we're going to move straight on to the next match against Adelaide United at home, and hopefully we can continue this win streak that we've got going on. Jumping straight into the next match against Adelaide United, this is the team that we've picked with some injuries and some suspensions to Payne and Kakachi, meaning that we've had to put Billingsley and Scott, both of our reserve right and left backs, into the side to try and accommodate for this lack of squad depth during this Adelaide United match. But I'm sure they can come in and do a good job. I actually read an article in the Save, not in real life, that was saying that Walter Scott was a tip to win Young Player of the Year, and I was just baffled by it because Kakachi's actually eligible to win Young Player of the Year, and he's actually our starting left back. Not to mention the fact that we have Sarpreet Singh, Longstaff, Macau are all playing much better than either of those players, and they're not being considered for it. So hopefully one of our players can actually put up a fighting chance to win there, because I know that a couple of them have won Young Player of the Month and stuff like that. And Singh just proving to me right now why he should be in the competition for it. Getting assist to Gary Hooper, very nice pass, very easy pass. He's making another one of those brilliant tackles I was just talking about in the last episode, and he's turning into a really good central midfielder that really embraces that Mazzala role. As Quito runs down the line, puts a ball in, but McCowart has managed to get it back and puts a lovely ball over to Holman, who is our assist king right now, and he gets another one with a goal from Sarpreet Singh. He is really showing us why he should be considered for that award. I think he heard me talking, maybe during my pre-match chat. I was mentioning that to the boys, and he's felt a bit stirred up that he's not in the contention. But we keep going from this game with a lot of highlights so far. 12 minutes in, 2-0 up, and it looks like we might go 2-1 up, but luckily for us, they hit it just over the bar, with us starting off very strongly in this match. But the stats are quite even. I think Adelaide United should feel a little bit hard done by it, but Sarpreet Singh is having the game of his life right now, really showing us why he should be re-signed on loan for us next season, assuming that we will still be at the Phoenix, because as you guys know from the last episode, I am looking for a new job, or maybe it was this episode, I can never keep track. And we keep going with the game. And Adelaide United have actually had more shots than us now, but we start being pretty even on the possession again. But if you look down here, over the last 5 minutes, we've been dominating possession as we go into half-time. And we're going to tell them that we are very happy with how it's going, because I like to say that we don't want to get complacent, but every now and then I do sprinkle a wee bit of praise on them, let them know that they're actually doing a good job, So this win would take us up to 4th place, down from the 5th place that we've moved down from because of Western Sydney being higher on goal difference than us. But it wouldn't actually move us up anywhere in the table, considering that we were on 4th place before any other teams had played the match to put them on that many points. So we are just sitting pretty in that 4th position. I feel like it could be where we ended the season in, but we wouldn't mind that at all, because it would give us a home quarter-final, which would then lead to a semi-final away from home if we'd managed to win it, and then a final away from home. But right now we have to focus on this game and continuing to keep our lead at 2-0, and I think I'm going to make a substitution with the intent to keep that lead intact. And it's going to be Alex Rufer on for Matty Longstaff, who hasn't had much of an impact in this game, but certainly has been a great signing for us throughout the season. I'm very happy with the participation he has shown in the team. But the game ticks on, and Billingsley puts a great ball over, which doesn't actually quite meet Hooper. And Adelaide United look to go on a wee bit of an attack, but Billingsley gets a header away, but it goes straight back to the Adelaide United players who are building up play right now very well. And I think we could be in a bit of a situation where they might be able to get a chance here and maybe even nick one back. It's one of those longer highlights, but Holman manages to make a tackle. What's up with all of our attacking players being great tacklers all of a sudden? Puts a good ball to Hooper, but it's saved by Izzo. And we have a corner, Singh putting it in, but as I always say, it's probably just going to be one of those chances that lead to nothing, but it isn't. Hudson Wahongi, I tried to say his whole first name there, Tiatafai Hudson Wahongi, scores a goal, his first goal of the season, and he's really made me eat my words about saying that those corners never end up being goals. And that's a brilliant goal, and that's exactly why I brought Alex Rufer on, because I knew that he would do so well from the corner, just like he did there. And I think with the clock ticking down, we should be able to seal the win here, and we might even get another one with Steinman controlling position in the midfield as Boxall plays it back to Marinovic. Boxall playing well since he arrived at this side, but not as good as Hudson Wahongi scoring his first goal for the club and putting a brilliant ball over to Hooper, who shoots it straight at Izzo with nothing doing to the scoreline. But as the clock goes down, we have another corner. I was about to say the game looks almost done, but Steinman whips another ball in, and Singh is not done, telling us why he should be winning the Young Player of the Year award, and Matty Steinman puts in a great ball, which he headers home. He scored a couple of headers this game, but in real life, I don't think he's ever scored one, so we'll definitely take that for our save. And with a 4-0 win on the cards, and there it is, confirmed. What a way to end the episode, going straight into the end of the season. We're on great form. And you know how at the start of the save I said, I never said that I was good at Football Manager. Well, now it's actually starting to look like I might be. And Sarpreet Singh is definitely going to get some praise after that beautiful performance. Perfect morale, but we'll try and boost it even more by telling him how well he played in that game. And we will come back to you guys on the last game of the season against the Western Sydney Wanderers. Until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all for the last game of the season against Western Sydney Wanderers.